Welcome to another Photography Simplified video. My name is Chris, and in these videos, I do my best to simplify digital photography for you with the goal of helping you to get out and take great photos. Today, we're talking about focus areas and how they relate to focus modes, which was covered in my previous video. Let's get into it. So what is a focus area? Within your camera's settings, you can choose a certain type of focus area and it tells your camera where to focus within the frame. It could be a focus point within that frame or an area within the frame, or there are even some settings that allow you to track and focus on a person or subject's eye, for instance, and these help you to get the focus in the right area of your frame. By the way, if this video is helpful, please leave a like and subscribe so you can see my other beginner tutorials as well. Now, a focus area is going to make sure that you get the focus in the right part of your image. And it's going to coincide with the type of focus mode that you're using based on the subject you're capturing. Let's look at some examples. If you're photographing a slow-moving or a still subject, you'll likely want to use single autofocus mode, AFS or one-shot AF. This will help you to lock in your focus on that still or slow-moving subject and get it just how you want. Because you're shooting in single autofocus mode, point focus mode can be the right focus area to choose. That way you can choose a precise point within the frame on where you want your focus to be. If you're shooting fast or moving action, however, you'll likely be shooting in continuous autofocus, AFC or AI servo. This will help you to track your subject and continue to keep that focus on them even when they move within the frame. Because they are moving within the frame, it might be a better idea when using continuous autofocus and capturing fast moving action to use a focus area or zone. That way you can track the subject and have a higher chance of nailing the focus even if they're moving within that frame. So as a recap, the type of focus area you choose, whether a point or a zone and so on, will depend on the focus mode and the subject that you're capturing. If this is helpful to you, there also might be more helpful content in my book, Photography Simplified.
If you would like a visual beginner's guide to photography, check out my book, Photography Simplified, available in both paperback and ebook format on Amazon. The book covers topics including exposure and the exposure triangle, sharpness and focus, gear, composition, editing, and more. It even includes a list of beginner tips. There are helpful graphics to explain each of the topics that are covered in the book. I've put a lot of work into this book to include everything I wish I could have known when I started out. If you think the book could be helpful to you and haven't already, check the link in the description for more information.
Next, let's look at how we can change the focus area on our camera. To change my focus area on my Canon camera, I can press this Q button, and in the bottom left, I can change focus modes to the different types, but just next to it, I can choose a focus area. I can choose a point and select a point. I can choose to have zones. I can even choose to have it auto select and so on. One thing that is helpful is if I choose a focus point, I can switch to the live view and actually touch on the screen and change that focus point to focus wherever I may want it to. As far as focus areas go, if you're a beginner and just struggling to try and figure this out, using a focus area or zone that is broader may help you to more likely nail the focus you want in your image. And then as you feel more experienced and become more comfortable with the focus modes and areas, you can try using a single point focus area to really hone down your skills in getting the focus locked on where you want it to be. Hopefully this is helpful to you. Can't wait for you to get out and take some more great photos.